So on Friday night, I went to see Jurassic World Rebirth, and this is my spoiler-free review. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Jordan, this is that effing guy, and let's talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. Basically, in a nutshell, I enjoyed it. Like, I've seen a lot of people really not liking it. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews, etc. It is the 7th film in the franchise, the 4th film in the Jurassic World franchise, and obviously 7th overall in the Jurassic Park World franchise. And I'll be honest, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I'm probably sorry being a bit too generous, but it felt like a Jurassic Park film for me. I mean, like, we had Jurassic World Dominion only, 3 years ago, and that was a bit lackluster. I enjoyed the chemistry between the old cast and the new cast, but that was about it, really. When you get to Jurassic World Rebirth, though, I wouldn't say it felt fresh, but there was a little bit of the horror aspect back. Not as much as I thought. We were obviously promised so much horror, because obviously David Cope, the original writer of the first two films, was back, so you think, oh, okay. But there wasn't much of a horror aspect, and again, it's a 12A, so there's only so much you can do in a family-friendly kind of rating. Back in an island, we now know that dinosaurs are now nobody's interested in them anymore. The kind of novelty of the dinosaurs being just walking about doing their own thing in like normal human civilization isn't really a thing anymore. You know, nobody cares about dinosaurs. It kind of does go kind of meta in terms of like fans are not that interested in like the Jurassic Park films anymore. Although this one has made over $300 million, so I think we're still interested. So there's that kind of aspect of, you're like, oh, okay, fair enough. And you have Jonathan Bailey's character, who is just still holding on to hope that he loves dinosaurs. He's still holding on to hope about this dinosaur museum and all that kind of stuff. He gets taken along on the island to get 3 DNA samples from three different dinosaurs, one in land, one in sea, and one in air. And it felt sort of like you're playing a video game and you go on a side mission. It's like, right, your task for your first side mission is to go and retrieve 3 DNA samples from 3 different dinosaurs. Go now, and you go, and you come back. So there's a little bit of that, but you know what? It was a fun film. Scarlett Johansson was great in it. She really was. Rupert Friend, who's the scumbag businessman who, you know his ending. You know what's going to happen to him. You have the D-Rex, this new mutated, modified, this fucking freak of nature, essentially, because the island that they're on is basically where they store all the freaks, all the kind of failures of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, etc. So you have all that, so there's a bit more danger. But the D-Rex, though, I'd like to have seen it more than what we saw it. Like, it was a very, like, the kind of, like, final boss, the kind of big finale. There was, like, 4 kind of big sequences, but we'd seen them in a trailer. These were just obviously the extended versions of the trailers. Like the river raft scene with the T-Rex, it was in the original book and was supposed to be an original film, but they couldn't do it because of budget reasons and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, it wasn't anything fresh and new and all that kind of stuff. Like, nothing will beat the original, or even the Lost World Jurassic Park. Where will they go next? I do not know, because there's only so much you can do now. I mean, there's only so much you can do in the franchise in general, but we're now 7 films deep, and it's like, where do they go now? Like, Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World, worked because the park is now open 20 years later, but then after that, and obviously the dinosaurs then broke free in Fallen Kingdom and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, they're in our world, well, not, but they're in our civilization and Dominion, etc., and they still are, but it's like, where do they go next, though? Because I thought the way they were going with the franchise is, we were going to get, like, the human side of things was going to get pushed back to the prehistoric ages, and it's going to be sort of Planet of the Apes kind of thing. But instead, that didn't happen. But it is what it is. But, like, the dinosaurs now all sort of either dying off or getting pushed back to the kind of near the equator, because obviously, you know, you find out our atmosphere now is not good for them, where, as I think as mentioned before, whereas the atmosphere near the equator is closer to the atmosphere 65 million years ago. And Jonathan Bailey's character makes that clear. So, I don't know. My one major pet hate was the Mexican family. Like, I just felt as if, like, they were there just to add some tension of, oh, they're normal people. on the island at the same time as our hunters, our businessmen. I felt as if they should have just stuck with Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, who I forgot to mention as well, was brilliant in the film. It's good seeing him doing something else, because obviously he's still got to do Blade at some point. So seeing all those guys, I was watching them, and then when it kept cutting to the Mexican family, I was like, they were out. The big sequence for them was like I said, the river rapids scene with the raft and the dinosaur, the T-Rex, and yeah, it was good. But I kind of felt as if why are they in that sequence? It should have been kept for Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey, etc. But yeah, overall, I sound as if I hate the film, but I really, really liked it. It's a solid 4 stars for me. I'm probably being, as I mentioned earlier, I'm probably being too generous, but I would certainly go see it on the big screen. It deserves to be seen on the big screen. It's probably the most Jurassic Park feeling of movie since Jurassic World, since the first Jurassic World. Not that I'm shitting on the other films. I overall love the Jurassic Park franchise as a whole. As much as like I said, the only good thing about Dominion really was the OG characters and the new characters coming, joining forces and stuff like that. But I don't hate the film. But yeah, what do you guys think? Have you seen it? I'm doing a spoiler-filled review later on in the day, and I'll be posting it later in the week. But yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.